Woman I slept with in 2021, 30F, won't leave me alone, 32M. Context. We met on a dating app and arranged for her to come to my app after work. We had sex. That was on a Friday night. March 2021. The following morning she didn't want to leave and said she wanted to marathon a TV series. Sunday morning. She doesn't leave either. On Monday, she pulls out her laptop from her bag and says she works from home so she could stay and work from my living room. I started making excuses. She could tell I was lying and then had some kind of psychotic episode, began throwing things, breaking glasses, bottles, etc. Then she said I kept her prisoner and that she was going to call the police on me. Then she left. I was terrified and tried messaging her to try and calm her down. She eventually agreed to not report me but kept messaging me every 5 minutes. What followed were the 6 scariest months of my life. She would message me in a friendly tone trying to ask me for sex, and when I said no or came up with excuses she would write a massive wall of text saying I hurt her. I had to engage with her and reply and try to be polite. I feared that if I blocked her she would do something stupid like call the police. This went on for 6 months. I was afraid to grab my phone and check my messages because I knew there would be another text message from her waiting and that I would need to craft an elaborate reply that required time and effort. This became a second job for me. The amount of messages she sent me every day was staggering. I'm not joking. I always tried to reply in a friendly and polite tone so that if she showed the conversation to the police and tried to accuse me of doing something illegal, they would realize she was being unreasonable. After 6 months she started messaging me less often and I thought it was finally over. I was wrong. Some months passed and she started messaging me again every 5 minutes, sending me huge walls of text when I turned her down, audio messages crying, etc. After a while she calmed down, more time passed, then she started messaging me again. We've been through these cycles many times for the past few years. In September 2023, she told me she's never going to have sex with anyone else and that was going to wait for me even if that meant never having sex again. A few days ago, she started sending me more messages again. Now she's complaining that I'm not showing true enthusiasm when replying to her. I thought that if enough time passed, she would lose interest, but it's 2024 already, and she shows no signs of stopping. She has already consumed too much of my free time and energy. I want this to stop. But I'm afraid of the consequences. If I could go back to that Monday morning in 2021 I would just dare her to call the police and block her. I talked to a lawyer and he told me that's what I should have done in the first place. I let this go on for too long and it might be too late to block her now. She's already invested years of her life into this and might do something stupid. TLDR, a woman I had sex with in 2021 won't leave me alone. I think she is unwell. I still am, afraid that if I blocked her, she would falsely accuse me of doing something illegal, so I kept replying to her messages all this time hoping she'd move on and lose interest, but she's still obsessed. Realistically, what are my options here? What can I do? Have any of you ever been in a similar situation?